Hi, everyone. I am Hillary Hollis. I'm one of the
Hello.
co-program leads with the Autism Program, and I just wanted to say thanks for your patience. We're going to get started with our virtual Autism Resource Fair. Thank you to the presenters and participants. We're so excited that we have such a great turnout. I will pass it over to my colleague Liz, who is also hosting the fair with us as well.
Yes, just wanted to say welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you could spend your afternoon with us. And thank you to all the organizations who will be presenting the amazing work that they do. And we are going to kick it off with VinFin. So Patty, if you'd like to share your screen or whatever, I will stop sharing mine now.
Hold on one moment. I'll pull up my screen. 1 second. I just gotta find which one I'm doing. Hold on 1 second.
And you should have full access to share.
Okay, yep, I do. I'm just gonna see which one. I think I'll go with this one. Okay. Yep. Show from beginning. Okay, so can everyone see that?
I don't see
Hold on. Let me
anything.
try again. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
Perfect.
There we go. Okay. All right, so welcome everyone. I'm Patty, Patricia Middleman from the Autism Support Center. I apologize that the date isn't correct. It's been kind of a hectic day here, so um, I'll just go over what we do. A big part of what we do is we do information and referral, which is anyone can call. We have a phone number, and if they have any questions, which I get at least, I would say between 4 to 10 a week, still on the phone line. My child was just diagnosed with autism. What do I do next? I would like, sometimes people say, oh, I need an assessment. Any question in general, we get a call for. And then they say, I would like you to provide a referral for all the wish list of things that parents with newly diagnosed kiddos would like. And I say, I cannot give you a referral for what you were looking for, but I can point you in the right direction. So that's what I do. We also offer family trainings. We're we have the Family Support Center, which has additional resources, and we usually try and co-present on different topics that are of interest to parents. My big thing that's very important to me is parent networking. I run a parent support group that is open to anyone. All these first 4 things are for any parent who has a diagnosis of autism and lives in Metro Boston. Even will work with people, you know, I've gotten calls from different people from different parts of the state and put them in touch with the right people. But in regards to parent networking, this is near and dear to my heart. As full disclosure, I also have a child with an intellectual disability, and during our special needs journey, it was other parents where I learned the most from. So I run a parent support group, which is the second Thursday of the month over Zoom. And it's open to anyone. If they send an inquiry, I can send them the Zoom link. I can't publish the Zoom link because VinFin is still very paranoid from all the when people would enter into Zoom meetings. But if they email me, I'm happy to send them the link. We've been doing it for 4 years now, and it always amazes me how someone who knows what it's like to sit in an IEP meeting and hear the things you hear about your child for the first time and how that can be so difficult to hear. But then if it's a parent that has a newly diagnosed child, a parent who has a child who's older, the way they can come together, and you see the parent who's new to this, you see their shoulders go down, their body language becomes more relaxed because they are with their people and they're just starting to find their tribe and what it means to be a special needs parent. And my hope is always that they feel empowered and that they know what the next steps are. So I'll come down off my soapbox for that, but that's my big thing. The other big part of what we do is community connections and resources. I feel very fortunate that I've made the connection with the program at BMC and other area resources because I learn from them and I can be a resource to them. They're a resource for me. I can share that with families who feel like they are a little tiny lifeboat or on a life preserver in the huge Atlantic Ocean. So being able to know what connections are available is great. I also have got to know a lot of other resources in the Boston area through Boston Public School, different faith communities, which is also very helpful, different resources for immigrant families. So I always feel that that's a valuable thing to share with families. The Autism Waiver Program is a big part of the Autism Support Center. We are with DDS and the child, it's for children ages 3 to 10. The requirement is that the child must be on Mass Health Standard, and it is in a residential prevention program. So the child does not have to be affiliated with DDS, but the application time is the last 2 weeks in October. They apply and then they go into a lottery to see whether or not they're going to be a part of the program. And it's amazing. I think it's such a great resource for families, but that's a big part of what we do in regards to the waiver. So then I just kind of broken down things a little bit further, more information about each of the different bullet points. I'm not going to read these to you. I know you guys can see what we do. If anybody has any questions about any of these things, please let me know and I can explain further. But it's pretty straightforward. No questions? Okay. I'll move on to the next one.
You have about 1 minute, Patty.
Sure.
No, Patty, you have 1 minute until your time is up.
Oh, my time. Oh my goodness. I went back to my teacher days where I had to do wait time to see if people had a question. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about
Okay.
that.
That's okay. That's all right. Okay. So family trainings, we'll do any of these. Parent networking I already talked about. Community resources. I talked about that also, where I continue trying to expand. The more people I know, the more people know about us, the more resources I have for our families. Talked about the waiver. And this is for parents that parenting autism. If you have met one child with autism, you've only met that one child. It's a spectrum. Each child is unique and has unique gifts and challenges that need to be, worked with the families. And that's it. Okay. Phew. I think I finished my.
Perfect for the timing.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
We have saved some time, about 2 minutes for questions after each speaker. So if anyone would like to put questions for Patty in the chat or come off mute, we would welcome any questions for Patty for Binfin.
Hi, I have a quick question.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi, how are you, Patty?
Good.
When it comes to guardianship, I'm assuming you just provide information, you don't accompany parents through the process, correct?
No, we don't. I could
Yeah.
just provide them all the information. Yeah, I
Right.
can't go with them to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
I have a question, just jumping off of that one about
Sure.
guardianship. It sounds like you explained the process to them. Do you have any suggestions of where to refer families for support with guardianship if the school can't provide help with that?
So the school is supposed to assist with the process to help the family. The school should have a social worker that can help to guide them through the process. If they don't, then I can explain the process to them and what it means, especially when it comes to if their English isn't their first language, and what it means, and culturally, so that they understand what that means. I've done that with the women's group at the mosque, the Islamic Center in Boston, too, because they had a lot of questions about guardianship.
There's a question in the chat. If the parent's first language is not English, do you provide interpreter services?
Yes, I do have interpreter services available. So I think there's 312 languages on the Proprio thing. So
That is wonderful.
I have one more question.
sure.
For the support groups, is it mostly for parents of young children, or do you have any groups actually for parents of adults on the spectrum?
The group is open to everyone, and I have parents who have children from newly diagnosed to late 20s, early 30s, and it's open to anyone. If I had more staff, Barbara, I would love to have groups for each different age group, but it's just me, so.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So we have next up is, I believe, the Northeast Arc. And let's see. I thought I saw Nancy on here.
Liz, maybe move down to the next person and then she could jump in if she re-emerges.
Yes. I was just checking to see. I thought she was on here. Okay. So next we will go to Autism Alliance.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Liz, and thank you, Hillary. Let me get my note here. Can everybody see that? Excellent. Thank you. Hi, I'm Allison Daigle. I'm the Executive Director of the Autism Alliance. We are a program of advocates. We are located in Framingham. We are celebrating our 31st year of serving families living in the Metro West area. Our program started with 6 amazing, wonderful women who I pay tribute to every day of my life for their incredible work in starting the organization. We became affiliated with Advocates in 2009. And we serve over 3,200 families through our newsletter, and we are funded through the incredible, wonderful services and funding from DDS. Our mission is to provide families with information, education, and support. We plan programs, events that will aid those families while increasing public awareness regarding autism. And as you all know, this is Autism Acceptance Month, so it's wonderful to be here and share that with all of you. We are a dedicated group of professionals, some who have children on the spectrum, some of our staff are siblings on the spectrum, and others are just incredibly compassionate and wonderful in regards to their work with families and individuals with autism. Our goal is to serve them and to provide information, as again, I said, with support and resources. We have a few distinctive services that we provide. One of them is our resource directory. And this is something, back in the day, you had to call a center, you had to call someplace and say, hey, can I have a resource for guardianship or for guardians? And you'd have to find somebody. Now we have this wonderful thing that's digital. So anybody at any time can go onto our website, go on our resource directory, click on guardianship, and they'll have all the resources available to them that they can seek on their own. We also, like Patty, we are part of the Children's Autism Home and Community-Based Service Autism Waiver Program. And we also have this wonderful program called Autism Welcoming, which I will talk about in a little bit. I'm going to zip through this. We are DDS funded, like I said. We provide support to people with autism and those that love them. We are culturally and linguistically responsive to our families in the community. We are, again, here to really, help families to maximize, to navigate the array of challenges that they encounter throughout their journey. And basically, I guess to simplify it, we are here, we answer the emails, and we pick up the phone. So that's what I can say. We've been doing it for a really long time. And even those, hard days of COVID, we were here for all of our families. We promote family involvement. We have specialized programs and services that promote engagement and success. We pride ourselves on really creative autism welcoming programs and events. And again, most of the services are covered through funds through the DDS, as well as we fundraise and have grants for events and programs. We specialize in children up to the age of 22, and these are the towns that we serve. If you want to reach us, this is our phone number, this is our email. We also provide support to our Portuguese-speaking families in this area. This information, again, is available. I always say the best way to connect if you are a Portuguese-speaking family is to hop on our website and find our support group. We have it once a month. Come right in. The Zoom is right on there. Everybody's welcome. So it's just an easy way to get, involved and meet folks. But we also have a very per diem part-time person who will respond to all the phone calls from our Portuguese-speaking families. We also are part of the advocates community. That's our basically the umbrella of which the Autism Alliance is under. And we have a family support center that's called the Intercultural Family Support Center. And I wanted to be sure to share this with all of you today. Again, they serve the same towns that we serve, but also are, work with multiple abilities and disabilities, not just autism, and have Portuguese and Spanish speaking staff available. So this is a wonderful resource for any of the families that you see that live in the towns that are listed here that would like to speak with somebody in Portuguese and Spanish. Advocates also has a wonderful program called Project Able that provides supports and services to the Chinese and Vietnamese families living in the Boston community. So I just wanted to share that quick shout out to them because they're amazing. What do we do? What's on our big thing? What we do basically is support groups, guest speakers, workshops, family events, vacation programs, special events. We have an amazing grief and loss program and resources on our website, our directory, information referral. And again, we do certify autism, businesses autism welcoming. If you have any questions, just please feel free to email and I will respond to you as soon as I can. What's the best way to connect with us and stay informed on what we're doing? I say join our newsletter. Hop on there, tell the families, tell any professionals, anybody who wants to be, connected with us in any way. You do not have to have DDS eligibility. If you want to join a mailing list, it just gives you an opportunity to see more about what we're doing in a lot of the businesses that we certify that have special sensory friendly events. So we do, again, these events are in December, February, April, and school vacations. Here's a picture of some of the families that come and the wonderful kids that we serve. Very inclusive, siblings are welcome. These are all free, no charge to families. We want families to come out during vacation and really have a good time and build those wonderful community experiences. We have amazing family events, same thing. They're supportive. It's no judgment. Come in. Let's just have a great time. Let's build those relationships. I've known so many these families, some of these children I've known their entire life. It's just incredible. I've seen them when they're littles and now they're graduated from high school and going on to college. So again, we're part of a really robust community and we really care about all the families that we serve. We have a variety of
1
support
minute.
groups. Just for dads, Portuguese speaking. We have kids 10 and under, grief group, SIB shop. I'm going to skip through these. Our autism welcoming, we certify businesses. Autism welcoming, this has been something we've been working on for about 6 years. We provide education, recommendations, customized kits. We've certified over 50 businesses in the last 6 years. We just certified the Milford Phlebotomy department. They have their first special event coming up where you can go in and go through the motions of getting your blood drawn without actually having your blood drawn. This is just one example. All the businesses that we work with, we try to promote sensory friendly events and times. So we're expanding the capacity for people and the number of programs that they can engage in the community, not just ones that we create. We just are also embarking upon certifying dental practices throughout Massachusetts. We just had our first webinar. We have 2 more coming up. So you can share this with any community dentist that you would think, hey, we'd love to have you serve more children who have autism. This is a great way. So we're doing this as well. And I'll end on the words of activist and author Clarissa Estes. Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world at once, but stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Thank you very much. And that was a speed. So there you go.
Really, yeah, it was.
I wondered if I could do it.
Thank you, Allison.
That was crazy. That was crazy. I'm so sorry I spoke so fast, but you have the slides and you can reach me anytime you want. So
Amazing. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Do we have any questions for Allison? I have one. Allison, can Portuguese families that might not be in your catchment area still join the Zoom group and maybe tap into the Portuguese speaking family support person?
Yes, that happens quite often. That's a great question, and it does. And yes, we want people to be connected. That's how things grow, right? So yeah, even though we serve those families predominantly, and there are some services that again we really have to specialize with those families, but we welcome folks outside that are looking for a network. They're looking to find somebody because we have a lot of resources that we can share with them that can help them to expand their circle. So absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think we can. Thank you, Allison.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
I think we can now move on to the Somali parent group. Asha, are you on the call? You can take yourself off of mute and proceed.
Yes, I'm here, but Marianne is going to be talking today. So go ahead, Marianne.
So hi everybody. So we are the Parents Advocacy Center for Education. It stands short for SPACE. We conference it into SPACE. We are advocacy center located in Rosendale, and we recently have a new location in Roxbury as well. We serve parents who have children with autism and specific disabilities as well. We provide, so our mission statement is to educate, inspire, and support parents to be better advocates for their children, especially those who have different disabilities in school and healthcare and within their own communities. Our vision is that all families will have advantage to get resources and the support they need to ensure that their children become fully part and are able to fully participate within their communities and within their communities. We we provide language services for them, support them when they're navigating through schools, because it's complex. Many of our families are immigrants, and English isn't their first language, so we provide that support that is needed. There's a lot of existing barriers such as stigma and a lot of barriers are attached to having a child with disabilities, so we provide educational support as well. We provide parent trainings, such as special education and parent engagement opportunities. We navigate through parent and the rights of parents. We also provide IEP development trainings. We also support parents when their child is navigating or transitioning through their child as they're transitioning from childhood to adulthood as well, navigating through that system and ensuring that they are heard and understood through that. We also help them apply to different services like DDS, and if they need help in navigating and getting a hold of that IEP and ABA therapist as well. So we provide that type of service. Our support groups have been extremely successful as many parents and gave a tremendous amount of feedback saying that we were able to and support them and be there for them when they're navigating through those complex systems. They really do benefit from our healthy literacy programs, which focus on exploring education. And recently when COVID happened, a lot of families were confused, so we were able to support them in getting resources and the education that they need in navigating through that. Like I said, our community, there's a lot of barriers associated with understanding and getting the resources needed with for disability. So we kind of like try to take a different approach, culturally sensitive approach in ensuring that parents kind of understand what type of services are available for them, especially if as they're navigating through these complex systems with a child who has a disability. And so Asha can add on to that. I think she wanted to say a little bit more towards the end. So Asha, you can take it away.
Thank you, Marianne. I mean, space is created for parents. I'm a mother with a child with autism, and that's how we started this organization. And language and cultural barrier is a big part. And I'm glad we connected so many parents and so many hospitals we work right now. And Boston Medical Center is number one. We connected many doctors who are working so hard to find those families, people who can understand their language and culture. And I want to say yesterday we wanted to see Autism Alliance with the autism and welcoming to the Natick Mall. So it was nice to see that more families are getting the support they need. So that was awesome to see that. So I wanted to say, you know, if you wanted to reach us, we didn't bring a PowerPoint presentation, but you could always find our information in Liz. She has that. Yes, and thank you so much. And if you have any question, go ahead.
Thank you so much. We can put your information in the chat too, so for folks who would like that. And I know, having worked with you, Asha, you are so powerful in supporting these families. So we definitely, Boston Medical Center really, really thanks you. Does anyone have any questions?
So I think there's one in the chat. Someone said, besides Roxbury and Rosendale, do you guys serve other neighborhoods? At the moment, we are only we go to different neighborhoods, but our main offices are in Roxbury and Rosendale. And there's a second part to the question that says, do you also serve Spanish-speaking families? Not at the moment, but we are branching off and trying to understand and connect with other communities as well. So thank you so much, everyone.
And we don't only work with the Somali parents who live in Boston. Everybody comes in our parent support group and education. So as you know, there's no other Somali Pacific who works with kids with autism. Maybe small groups, but not as an organization.
Wonderful.
I have a quick question just about the parent support groups. Is there one group, or when does it take place, and is it in person or virtual?
And we do twice a month. One is in Zoom and one is in person. And now having this Pacific office we got in Roxbury, before we used to rent out different places, but now we have a permanent location. So this even going to increase more parent support we can provide.
So wonderful. Thank you so much. The next organization coming up is the ARC of Greater Brockton. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you for having us. So my name is Kathy Hickey. I'm the Assistant Director of the Family Support for ARC of Greater Brockton. We serve individuals who have autism and/or intellectual disabilities as their primary diagnosis. Our service areas are Abington, Avon, Bridgewater, Brockton, East Bridgewater, Easton, Holbrook, Brockland, Stoughton, West Bridgewater, and Whitman. We provide many services. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can everybody see that? So we have many services. If you can hear the music in the background, our community-based day supports is enjoying karaoke. Unfortunately, I can hear it. I'm not sure about everybody else. So we have employment services. The goal is to prepare individuals to go out into the community and work or volunteer. We have a redemption center here in our building. So individuals in our day program can choose to work 2 hours, 20 hours, whatever they want, for their day. And they get paid at the very minimum wage. Some have been here for quite a long time and are, doing quite nicely working in redemption. We have community-based day supports, anything to help enrich their life, give them something to do during the day. We offer programs in the building as well as many programs out in the community, coffee clubs, cooking lessons, hikes. We have our Family Support Center, which is very similar to what Autism Resources is doing. We provide navigation for families to help them manage their home, their school, their community, referral services for anything that we cannot provide. We have recreation programs. Today we have a group that's gone out on a whale watching trip. Yesterday they went to the Franklin Park Zoo. On Saturdays we have a weekend warriors for ages 8 to 15, and they're doing arts and crafts, physical activities, music, and sometimes even a community outing. We have fitness programs in the evening, all kinds of recreational programs. We also offer support groups, both in-house and virtual. We have one for caregivers of young adults, or actually anybody 18 plus. We have another one for caregivers of transition age, ages 14 to 22. One for children. We have a SIB shop. And we have 3 outreach workers: Haitian Creole, Portuguese, Cape Verdean, and Spanish. They're all offering family support as well as support groups, both in-house and virtual. We have a day hab program, which is funded by Mass Health, and very similar to our community-based. They have in-house activities and do go out into the community also. And per the doctor's prescription, they can receive PT, OT, and speech as well. Part of our employment program offers lawn care services, where we have a group that goes out throughout the summer, actually until the snow comes, doing lawn care, yard cleanup, raking, mowing, general cleanup of the properties. So that's pretty cool. And our individuals are going out, are getting paid for their work, as well as learning how to operate the machines and navigate cleaning up a yard. And I mentioned our redemption center that we have that's ongoing also. For more information, you can go to our website, which is the ARC, just arcofgreaterbrockton.org. Has information on all of these areas. So basically families can give us a call and we'll help them, with that, whatever their questions are. If we can't answer it or provide it for them, we'll give them the resource We get many calls, which is how we got involved with Boston Medical Center, from people outside of our area, but we can get them in touch with the appropriate provider in their area. That was really quick. Sorry. Any questions?
No, that was wonderful. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you.
So much to offer the community.
Yes.
It looks like we have a question in the chat. Thank you, Kathy. What languages do outreach workers speak at your organization?
We have Eleanor, who speaks Haitian Creole. Maria does Cape Verdean and Portuguese, and Aisha does Spanish. And we also have an interpreter service for other languages that have come in. I personally have been working with some families who are Vietnamese and Cantonese, but we're flexible.
Amazing. And then we have another question that came in. Do you have a sense if the other ARCs provide a similar array of services like you guys do? You guys seem to do it all.
Yes, other ARCs do very much the same thing. And some expand more, some less, but we all have the same mission. We're all serving people with autism and intellectual disability. And like I said, if we can't offer it, I'm going to connect you with an ARC in your area that can. So everybody's a little bit different, but also the same.
Wonderful. Any
Hi,
other questions? Oh,
I have a quick question. Do you currently have a wait list for the day habilitation program or the community-based day service program?
I don't know our numbers offhand, but we just expanded a second community-based program. So now we have two community-based programs and a day hab. And they're full, but if we have a wait list, it's very short. And we're looking
Thank
to
you.
expand more. We're looking for another building to expand more.
Thank you.
And we have an open house May 9th from 4 to 7 p.m. If you're interested, you can email me and I'll make sure you get on the list to come see us.
can we share your email in the chat, Kathy?
Yes, oh yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
I just wanted to say, this is Tate Sakiyama from DDS. Kathy, I see your name everywhere, and I think I've seen a million things that you've sent that are really helpful. So just want to say thank you. No questions.
Thank you.
Love that.
I was gonna say, I agree. I think I promote the ARC, Greater Brockton ARC, all the time to all of our patients.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Kathy. Next, we're going to hear from the Vietnamese Circle of Friends. Are they on? We're going to check. Circle of Friends, if you are on, here's your last warning. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next group for now. Okay, we will move on to Boston Chinatown Neighborhood Health Center. Sorry, Neighborhood Center.
No problem. Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Ing Chen from Boston Chinatown Neighborhood Center. I'm going to share the PowerPoint slides. Okay, let's see. Okay, I found it. Now let me check back to the. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to share, hopefully. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. Okay, so we were founded in 1969, and every year we serve over 13 Also, we have been serving 13,000 children, youth, and adults every year. And we have 3 different locations. The first one, Boston site, which is nearby Taft Medical Center, Orange Line, and Power Center. It's the first Asian American arts center, which is also nearby Chinatown. And the other one is nearby Quincy Center. And we have several programs, but today we will only focus on family services. So our goal, we want to improve the psychosocial well-being of immigrant families in Great Boston and South Shore areas. And we want to reduce stigma related to mental health. And our team, we have 7 different staff and also interns. And our backgrounds usually in clinical social work, clinical mental health counseling, expressive art therapy, psychology, and medicine. And we can speak Cantonese, Mandarin, Taiwanese, Taiwanese, and English. So resources for children on the spectrum, it is part of our services. So we provide case management and referral, and we also provide advocacy services. For example, if parents, they got a diagnosis, but they don't know how to get help, they can reach out to us. And we also advocate for parents who want to request an IP meeting. And for our program related to special needs, the first one is special art class. We have that twice a year, and the other one is expressive art experiential program. It's also like parent-child group, and they can learn a lot of skills through expressive art therapy modality. And for our special art class, it is coming pretty soon from May 16 to June 6. Feel free to scan the QR code, share resources for your family or clients or your friends. We will meet once a week from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. and it will be at Power Center for populations children with special needs aged from 6 to 11 and their parents, and it's free. Okay, and to receive notification about upcoming workshop and events, feel free to visit our website, which is bcnc.net. And if you click the event box, you can see our all upcoming program. And if you want to request services, you can scan QR code and fill out services request form. And I'll also put the link later on in the chat. And for our services, we have 4 different categories. First one is parent education. For example, like Introduction to American Public Education, Special Education, Law and Rights, and Technology and Education. And the parenting class, we have Parenting Journey, Strengthening Families Program, Positive Solution for Families, and Infant Massage. You can find more information on our website as well. And also we have wellness, family wellness, community engagement. For mental health related, we have mental health first aid training and also MHFA trainers that work for Chinese speakers and Asian American Mental Health Coalition. That's a new part. Okay, and for other workshop, you can see our expressive art experiential program and special art class. So feel free to reach out to us if you are interested in that. And for the case management and services, we provide 4 different languages like Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese, Taiwanese, and English. So if you have any clients who need services, they can speak it. Their first language is the language I mentioned previously. Feel free to make a referral to us.
1 minute.
Okay. And the mental health support, we provide free 12 sessions, short-term mental health counseling, and also the working beside you is the gambling treatment support and mother's wellness group. Okay, so that's all services from BCNC. And I'm going to post the self-services request form and also put my email address in the chat if anyone have any questions. Thank you.
Wonderful. What great programs. I mean, everyone, great programs. I had a question about your community groups for the children. Do you allow outside therapists, such as like an ABA therapist, to join the individual during the group or class?
I think it should be fine. And we have our own childcare program, and after obtaining consent from parents, the therapist can join. Yeah, so it should be fine.
I have a question about your case management. Are you guys able to help families connect to ABA agencies and help them through the process of like filling out intake forms and whatnot?
Yes. So we also provide the services and also like request IP evaluation or reach out to early intervention center. And if we don't have that capacity, we'll make the referral out to other organizations. But most of the time, we provide service directly.
Wonderful. That's great. Thank you.
No problem.
Does anyone else have questions for Boston Chinatown Neighborhood Center? Wonderful. We will continue on, and next up is AANE.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm Maggie from AANE. I am the Assistant Director of Individual and Family Services at AANE. And I'm actually just going to take you kind of through our website to go through so that folks can see how to navigate our website. It can be a little tricky. Our mission is to support autistic and similarly neurodivergent people build meaningful, connected lives. We provide individuals, families, and professionals with education, community, and support in an inclusive atmosphere of validation and respect. I realized I didn't say AANE stands for the Association for Autism and Neurodiversity. A couple things just that we're really proud of. There's no diagnosis required. We have plenty of folks. I think you may find that a lot of folks, as their kids are getting diagnosed, parents are kind of cluing in that like maybe they're also autistic. Those parents are super welcome here in just exploring. We lead with autistic voices. We're very strengths-based. And so we don't serve children, but we do have resources across the lifespan because we serve parents of children. And then we have services for teens and adults as well. Intersectionality is really important to us. We are very specifically gender inclusive. Many autistic teens and adults are gender nonconforming, gender diverse. So we have specific groups for those populations. And we have free and low cost programs. Some of them are free and low cost. All of our programs are available with financial assistance. So a couple parent programs I want to highlight is that we do parent coaching. So we have a free call. Anybody can call us and do those information and referral calls like many other folks mentioned. We do that too. It's no surprise. We do serve, this is important, we serve the whole country we used to just be based in Watertown, and we were kind of a Massachusetts little group. And over the pandemic, we moved everything to Zoom and we became a national organization. So all of our services are mainly via Zoom. That said, if a parent really wanted to do parent coaching in person and they are in the Massachusetts area, we might be able to make it work. Parent coaching, we do parent coaching for parents of teens and children, as well as parent coaching for parents of adults. And basically that's a one-on-one meeting with another parent, with a member of our staff. So they have a combination of lived and professional experience. And we talk through, hey, what's going on? How can we support you? There is a combination of like giving some external resources, but it's really just also more of like a one-on-one problem solving meeting. And that is available. The financial assistance information is right here. If additional financial assistance is needed, you can also just email us, and we can make that happen. Another type of parent coaching that we do that's a fave of mine is the IEP review. There's 3 of us on staff who do this. We can also do these in Spanish. Spanish is unfortunately our only other language. But we can look through the IEP with a specific autism focused lens. This is something I do. I am a special education teacher certified in Massachusetts. I also have a colleague who is a certified advocate who does these. We are not advocates specifically in this role, so we don't go to meetings with parents, but we can prepare them for a meeting, talk through what's going to happen at the meeting and how can we get you ready, this is what to say in order to get what you need. And again, like it's a 1 hour, I need to update that. It's 1 hour with the coach. And then it's 1 hour where we're like prior to the meeting where we're reading your IEP and getting set. And then there's always follow-up. So again, if you want one of those free calls, you just hit our contact us up here. We do free calls with adults as well as with parents and family members. Also for partners and spouses. So if through the diagnosis, you're a mom, you've realized your husband's autistic, great. Come on over to us. We have resources for you in your marriage as well as for you and your family. We also do support groups. We have support groups for parents of children, parents of teens, parents of transition age. We consider transition age like 18 to 22 and parents of adults. And we even segment that sometimes into parents of adults of like 22 to 29 and then 30 plus. And all of that. So if you don't see it in the moment, there's often something coming. So I do recommend you sign up for our newsletter. 1 minute. Come off mute. But using our filters is a really great way to find what's coming up. I want to highlight with my last minute our workshops that we have coming up. And you can even say like, I'm a parent, what workshops are for me? This one I'm really excited about, from community to culture, valuing the autistic identity. We have LifeMap is our coaching service that starts at age 15 and can be covered by DDS. We have a homework help workshop. So this is all coming up. We really have been focusing on our workshops. And then also specifically, we have teen support groups, which are just really affirming and lovely. So to find those, you would do support group and the audience is teen. And you can see they're actually starting next week. And they're segmented by age. And then we have our gender expansive group as well. So I didn't hit everything that we do, but we do a lot. And definitely hit us up for adults as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Lots of great programs.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are any of your programs in the South Shore or virtual? For
Everything,
teens?
I was not super clear. I apologize. Everything we do is virtual now.
Okay.
LifeMap, okay. Everything we do is virtual. LifeMap coaching is available in person in Massachusetts. So that's one-on-one coaching. None of our support groups are in person. We have limited in-person adult programming that is like gonna be in Watertown.
Okay.
And yeah, teen groups are all online.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are the support groups free? And also for the groups for parents of grown children, like how old do you go?
As old as you want to attend.
Well, I mean, how old are your current participants? And are they free? Is it free?
Okay, so is it free question. Everything is available for free if there's a need. Many things are free off the bat, but it's like some things are free. And many of so we have open groups, which are like once monthly, you register every time you come. Those are $10 a meeting. We have closed groups, which are like an 8-group series for parents. Those are $180 for those 8 groups. And then for adults, they're $100 for 8 groups. But again, like if you shoot an email to events at A&E and say, I would like financial assistance, and they say, here you go. So it's easy to access. Parents of adults. So the closed group right now that we have is 30 plus. I don't know, there's different folks who come every time. So I always encourage people to like come and try it out and see if it's a fit. Because we do find that sometimes folks come and they're like, oh, I don't have enough in common with these parents, I'm going to try a different group. And that's kind of the nice thing about having so many groups is there's always something else to try. But I've done parent coaching with siblings of a 70-year-old, so folks are welcome.
Thank you.
This is Tate again. I wanted to ask a question. It's always about money because
Yep.
I work for the state, right? So the Life Map program, my understanding is that the Life Map program is available for when they're adult eligible, right? So when they're 18, when they've left the school.
So I actually think it's a better DD. Well, okay, so here's no, but yes, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Are you liking? Those are the options.
That's okay.
So Life Map starts at 15. Folks can do Life Map as soon as they're 15. I don't know if DDS will fund it until they're 18.
Right. Okay.
So that would be like your department question.
Right. No, and I don't think so. And I think that every DDS office is different. Doesn't everybody love that? And we're all different, but I feel like I don't think that I'm a children's service coordinator, so I don't feel like children's does that, at least in Metro West. But I know I send people to A&E stuff all the time. My other question is about the financial assistance. So a lot of families, when I say, hey, ask for it, they're not comfortable with that. What do I have to share? What do I do? I have to share my tax returns or anything? It's basically saying, if you disclose that there's a need for financial assistance, that's it.
That's it.
True?
No,
Okay,
no
awesome.
questions asked. We will never say no.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. And there's also tiers. So folks are feeling like, oh, like I could pay $100 for this group, but I can't pay 180. Like we offer, it's 25, 50, 75 free. Are the percents off.
Right. And the next question, I'm sorry, I know I have a lot, but I have another meeting, so I have to run, but I wanted to ask, the TAP program through Metro West, sorry, I'm using acronyms, the Transition to Adulthood program through like we have through the Metro West Center for Independent Living is ours out here. So I connect people with that a lot. Can you talk about kind of the similarities or overlap that you've got with the Life Map program with the Transition to Adulthood program?
So I don't actually know the Transition to Adulthood program. I would love to.
It's
I can say that
yeah,
that Life Map is very individual focused on what their goals are.
Yep.
So there's no like prescribed curriculum or anything. It'll be, what do you want to work on? Where do you want?
I'm sure your program is great. I didn't mean to say that.
No worries. I wish I could offer you a comparison. I just am not familiar with the other program. If you shoot me an email, I'll figure it out for you.
I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it, I'm just going to put it in this is the one, this is across the state. You have to look in your own area for it. But anyway, might have to go to another meeting, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
I do love A&E. I think you guys do a great job. So
thanks.
Don't take that I'm saying about something else. Okay, thanks.
A&E.org is our website. It's not hard.
Thank you so much, Maggie. You guys do so much for the community. We love to refer to you guys. All right, so if we have no other questions, we're going to move on to our next speaker, Christina from Built.
Hi. Let me just get up my screen. All right, can everybody see that? All right, so Built are bridging independent living together. So I founded this company in 2019. I am also a board certified behavior analyst. So we're really focused on person-centered programming that works for the individual and for the family. We want to have high quality programming with staff who are paid adequately, supervised adequately, and can engage in ongoing training. And we assist families a lot with navigating life for individuals as they are turning 22 and over 22. One of our major missions is to try to make families' life easier. So by doing that, we're working on finding, vetting, training, and supervising staff so families don't have to be doing all of this alone. We also work to work collaboratively with families and individuals to work on creating meaningful goals for them. And then as of last year, we opened up a brick and mortar location in Woburn. So who do we serve and how are we funded? We serve individuals starting through 4, and we work all throughout adulthood. Many of our individuals have autism, but we also have individuals with brain injuries, mobility issues, intellectual disabilities. We have a large population of individuals that have autism, but no intellectual disability and Down syndrome. And majority of our funding comes from school districts when people are under 22, Blue Cross Blue Shield and Mass Health for individuals looking for ABA therapy, DDS funding for individuals that are over 22, and we have contracts for in-home supports, clinical supports, and family navigation. Then our small group classes and events, those are primarily funded by self-directed funds and flex funding. And we also accept private pay. And then we spend a whole lot of time grant writing and trying to get things covered for families. And so these are just some of our services, respite services, clinical supports. We do job training. We have a homeschool sector, family navigation, in-home supports. This is for individuals all throughout their life. We do an adult learning series where we're working on topics such as sexuality, internet safety, internet dating, and then we also do workshops and trainings for families and outside entities. So this is an example of some of the classes and small group events we do at our center. So it's located in Woburn, but many of the classes are out in the community. People can stay for the whole day. They can come if they want to for just one class. They can come once a month. They can really come whenever they want to. And the whole point of it is to have them do a class that they're interested in, and it's flexible so they can take it when they want. The classes are capped at 8 to 9 individuals, and that they're overseen by clinicians, and the ratio is 1 staff to 2 individuals. The classes are really focused on independent living skills, and that's why we have the small group classes, is so that individuals can really work on these skills, but also have fun while doing it. And so these are just a couple pictures, one from gardening class and one from the MBTA group that decided to go to the top of the Hub Observatory, which was super cool. And to get started with services, people should reach out on the contact form on our website. A clinician will send you an intake form through DocuSign to complete, and we will ask for information such as an IEP or ISP. Right now, the only languages we're able to work with are English and Spanish, but I'm hoping this can change in the future. Once all paperwork's completed and reviewed, a clinician will reach out to schedule an intake, and then we'll talk about if more observations are needed. And then individuals are welcome to sign up for events, or if they want one-to-one services, then they'll be put on our wait list. One-to-one services definitely vary depending on where we are hiring. We do our one-to-one services from everywhere from North Andover to Walpole to Braintree. So those are really all over the state. And waitlist can be anywhere from 1 to 5 months, depending on the location and the service that's requested. So you can learn more about us we have once a month an open house at our center in Woburn. The next one is April 20th. You can just show up and take a tour, ask any questions. We also do monthly free virtual coffee hours. A lot of times families come to this and we'll be asking questions about funding. They'll be asking questions about, life after 22, and we'll try our best to answer them. We're happy to do this for the community. People can reach out for a phone call or to schedule a private tour. And then I wanted to just share a flyer from an upcoming free party we're going to be having as a 5-year anniversary party on May 19th, which will be at our center with lots of cool things going on there. And you can contact us by looking at our social media or LinkedIn, which is @Built Inc. Our website's builtne.org. And our website, our email you can contact us is info@builtne.org. and we're located at 215 Lexington Street in Woburn. And these are just a couple other pictures I wanted to include, one from our volunteering group and one from an outing we had at the Stoneham Zoo.
So fun. What great pictures. Wonderful. We now can open it up to questions for Christina. I have one, but I will wait and see if others do.
Oh, I have one question. So for ABA services, it is in-home services, right?
Yeah, in-home or teens and adults, we can do group ABA at the center in Woburn.
Okay. You mentioned about the waiting time could be 1 month to 5 months. Okay.
It's
Thank you.
very variable, yeah, unfortunately, because we could hire like 5 people in a month and that's great, or sometimes it could be a little bit slower.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
I have a question about your respite services. Can you describe a little bit more about what that looks like? And do
Yeah,
people
sure.
pay?
Yeah, so the respite services, well, people pay through all different methods. The respite services, a lot of them, sometimes we get paid through the DESI grant, but it depends on the organization, if they'll allow that to happen. Essentially, sometimes people do private pay. In-home support can be used as respite at times. And so for that, we will have a staff that comes to the home. The parents can either be there or they can leave, whatever they would like to do. And then really the staff is still going to work on trying to have them do some independent living skills if possible, but it's definitely not like a very targeted intervention because the whole point is kind of keep everybody safe, keep them regulated, and give the parents some relief during that time.
Mhm. Yeah, that's comes up a lot for our families. Respite.
Yeah, I bet.
I actually have a quick question. And you serve folks, you said all the way to North Andover?
Yep.
What, Haverhill? Too far?
Oh, yeah. Yep, we're in Haverhill.
Okay, cool.
Great. Any other questions? Before we will continue on, our next presenter is Noah from Federation for Children with Special Needs.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to share the screen. Can everyone see this? I think I need to adjust it a bit. Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Noah, and I'm here to talk to you about the Federation for Children with Special Needs. The Federation believes that individual differences are a natural part of life. They provide unique insight, perspective, and abilities to people who have disabilities. All of these things contribute to the well-being of society as a whole. That's why we value children as the hope for the evolvement of humankind. And we see their parents as their protectors and the catalyst for their health, education, and development. That's why there's power in helping them, and this is what our work is centered about. We serve about 10,000 parents and professionals each year. There's nothing a parent wouldn't do for their kid, right? And that's the truth behind SCSN. It started with a few parents around a kitchen table. They were talking about their children and they realized that they shared a common reality. They had kids whose support needs were not being met by the education system at the time. They decided to do something about it. And in 1975, the Federation for Children with Special Needs was officially established as a Parents Coalition. One of the greatest accomplishments of SCSN is their contribution to the enactment of Chapter 766, which is the law that guarantees free and appropriate education to all school-age children, regardless of disability. A lot has changed about FCSN since 1975, but at the core, we're still the same. The mission is still to empower parents through information, assistance, and support. Our vision is still one of an inclusive society where each individual has equitable access to education, healthcare, and community support. Our staff is much larger than it was at the beginning, but the majority of it are still parents of children with special needs who can help the parents that they serve in a very particular way because they share the experiences of those parents. I couldn't include them all, but we have multiple services and many different categories, whether it be one-on-one support, community engagement, trainings, workshops, and more. We also have multiple languages. They include Haitian Creole, Spanish, Chinese, French, Portuguese, Vietnamese, Russian, and we also have ASL services. Some of the services include, for example, because there are many, the Massachusetts Family Voices that offer healthcare support and healthcare financing support. We also have the School Finder Project, which helps families understand what their school, technical education, and career options are. There's also Family Ties, which helps families locate their EI programs and provides information and referral services, as well as emotional support and training. We have the C2C Respite Network, which is a project that I'm a part of, and it helps families build connections statewide so that they can provide and receive respite from one another. These are the ways that you can contact us. I would suggest using the website. It's the best method. And your request can be very much tailored to what your specific needs are. Then the Federation connects you with the appropriate person or group for that. FCSN is a great resource. It's a free resource, and I encourage you to take advantage of it. Thank you. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them now.
Thank you so much, Noah. Yes, if anyone has any questions. Wonderful. Well, we can put, maybe if you could put the contact information in the chat, that would be wonderful. And yes.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And last but not least, we have Terry from the Insurance Resource Center for Autism and Behavioral Health. Terry, sorry we went out of order at the end.
Yes, sorry, Terry, that I skipped over you. Which she, oh, there you are.
Terry, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now? Okay, great. So hi, everyone. It's nice to see everyone. Terry Farrell from the Insurance Resource Center for Autism and Behavioral Health. I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can here. We provide free services for anyone across the lifespan, whether you're contacting us for yourself or a family member or your provider who has questions about those you serve. We hear from healthcare providers and teachers and educators on literally everything related to insurance for autism and behavioral health. You can see our website is www.massairc.org, and that's a phone number if anyone needs to contact us. And on our website, we have lots of fact sheets on everything from, how do you apply for Mass Health? What is secondary Mass Health? How do you find an ABA provider? How do you stay on a parent's insurance after age 6? What happens now that my child is an adult and is becoming Medicare eligible? So again, fact sheets across the lifespan, and they're available in multiple languages. So feel free in your spare time to take a look at our website and take a look at what we have. And then we also have webinars and trainings. So if you're part of a CPAC, we can also provide a workshop. And again, it's no charge on issues related to insurance. Why am I'm not able to forward my, sorry about that. I can't forward my tune here. There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say the bottom.
Yeah, it wouldn't go. So I lost my internet earlier today. I don't know if that was the problem. So, and I like to use this quote. It's an African proverb, but it seems pretty appropriate. And given the resource fair today, we've got such a wide range of people and agencies that are willing to help, and just know that I think this is really appropriate to raise a child with autism to be an employed, inclusive, productive adult. Takes something like a village, 2 small towns, a mid-sized city, a chapter of the Hells Angels, half a dozen communes, a large trailer park, on-call medical team, a fleet of vehicles, and Boston Medical Center, Family Resource Center. Liz, Hillary, and Sherry. So, and I think that's what's really important here, is that you've got all these different agencies that are out there, and know that, you shouldn't be expected to know the answers, but that's why we're all here, is to provide that support. And again, we help, families. And one of the biggest things that people contact us with, and we receive about 400 new inquiries a month. So many are, I've gone through a renewal and something happened to my Mass Health, or my provider just called me and something's wrong with my child's insurance coverage, or my child's just been diagnosed, and whether they're 3 or 18 or 23, and I've heard about this thing called Mass Health, or I just got a bill for $1,000 from my provider and I don't understand what this means. Is there any way I can get this reduced? So we provide a lot of guidance on insurance, but also during transition times, which is oftentimes when things can change, or your insurance changes. So just know that we can help, again, across the lifespan. And like we always say, most people don't call us, well, no one ever calls us to say, I love my insurance. I just thought I'd let you know it's fantastic. We get calls when people maybe think they have really good insurance and something's happened. So feel free to contact us. That's why we're here. We provide our services through Zoom or over the phone. We don't have a walk-in center, even though we're located at the medical center, because there's only a few of us covering the whole state. It's really easy for us to be able to contact you over the phone or through Zoom. So we're happy to do that. And again, our services are free, and they're free because we have wonderful agencies through the state and foundations that provide us with funding so that we can offer our services for free. We also have Portuguese, Spanish, and Haitian Creole language capability one-on-one, and we do have a language line, so we can provide technical assistance in 180 languages. I'll put my information in the chat, how you can contact me. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away. I was trying to do that as quick as I could. Any questions about what we do or how we can help? There, I just typed my email address in the chat.
Oh, a little shout out. Let me. Someone put Terry was amazing, a huge help to my family. Not surprising at all.
That's so nice. Well, thank you. Well, you just kind of help make my week for me. So thanks. And again, like I said, it's across the lifespan. And one of the, and this is probably, you see this a lot too, Maggie, because you serve adults. We're seeing such an influx of adults reaching out to us, whether it is someone who says, I'm 43, I don't know if I have autism or not, right? To we can help direct them to a 77-year-old mom who says, my 43-year-old's lived with me my whole life, and now I got to do something about it. So we're really doing a lot in the space, or trying to learn as much as we can right now in the 55 and older space, which I know is different from a lot of the agencies that are out there. But the reality is our loved ones are aging really fast and 3 becomes 23 very fast and becomes 43. And what we're seeing is, kind of on my soapbox for a minute, as a state, how much we have to serve across the lifespan because of how challenging it is in that adult space. So.
I super appreciate that as a resource too for my folks. And I mean, I have a 90-year-old in one of my support groups, so that's awesome.
90.
Yes, 90. He got diagnosed when he was 70.
Yeah, and I believe it. We hear, I tell this story, we heard from a sibling, and oftentimes it's the siblings caring for their adults once the parents passed. And she was looking for, can a BCBA come in, or an OT, and can they make their sister's nursing home sensory friendly and help the nursing staff understand how they can make this a better experience for someone that had lived in their parents' home their entire life. So we're learning as we go along. We don't have the answers, but it's certainly interesting out there, and from an insurance standpoint, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, we have a question in the chat. It just went up, just lost it. It says, you all do so much to advocate at a state and federal level for services. Would you be able to talk about that for a little bit?
Terry, I'm not sure if you heard, but Hillary had mentioned a comment that you all do so much to advocate at a state and federal level for services.
Yeah.
Would you talk about that briefly for about 2 minutes?
Well, there's always pieces of legislation that may impact across the lifespan. And, you can pick or choose which ones are important to you. From a state standpoint, the advocacy organization AFAM, Advocates for Autism Massachusetts, the ARC of Massachusetts, that is, general across the board disability, IDDD, and autism. There's legislative priorities that are set every 2 years. And what you can do is go on their website and take a look at what the priorities are. For example, there's a blue envelope bill for individuals that want to identify as autistic, but they're driving. And if they happen to get stopped, sometimes anxiety takes over and maybe their interaction with the police isn't what it should be. So they can put their registration, for example, in a blue envelope. And what it will do is when they hand it to the officer will know this is an individual that is identified as autistic. And so supposedly they will have training, which will help them to de-escalate instead of escalate a situation. That's one bill. There's a bill to remove the age cap in Mass Health for ABA for adults. So how can you help? You can contact your local legislator and let them know that these are important to you, because that's what they hear from us. They need to hear from people. From a federal standpoint, there's also federal legislation. I was just in Washington last week, and there's all kinds of legislation, such as removing the Social Security asset limit, which really limits a lot of people across the country. It hasn't been updated since the 70s. So it keeps people impoverished. It de-incentivizes people working. So that's, there's a lot of ways you can just send an email or pick up the phone and say, I really, tell a personal story, because that's what they want to hear. But that's, it's a little bit that can make a big difference. I know as family members, you can be really stressed and not feel like you have the time, but it really is just sometimes an email or a phone call, and that can make a big difference.
What a way to end our resource fair on that note. We thank all of you for joining us today, and especially those who presented on their organizations. We just value all of your services, and thank you so much for sharing and for all that you do for our community. We just thank you so much for joining. And 2:30, right prompt ending. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your day.
All. Happy Autism Acceptance Month.
Yeah, Autism Acceptance Month. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Noah. Now I will stop recording.